Hey guys, welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today I am building a museum in Willow Creek, but I also have some exciting news to share, and it's that I am building my own Sims save file. So I bought a lot of expansion packs this month, which is why I feel like I have enough packs to start building this. And for those who don't know what a save file is, basically you can download it and you can upload it as a new game file. And when you start playing it, you'll notice that all of the default houses and commercial lots have been completely redesigned. So I am rebuilding everything, all the houses, all the shops. I'll be refreshing some of the existing characters in The Sims, and I'll also be adding in some fun new families and new characters to elevate your gameplay. So very excited to start this side project. In my future videos, you will see the kind of houses, the kind of families that I'll be building and adding into my save file. So really happy to get this started. But for today, I am building a museum. So let's get started. So I don't know if you guys can see, but basically this strip is going to be a Willow Creek business street. And so if you kind of keep walking down to the right there, you'll see the bakery and the flower shop and the Irish pub and the jazz lounge and the wedding boutique, as well as the wedding venue that I built in previous videos. And so this is kind of the last lot that I haven't built yet, and I've decided to fill it with a local museum. And so because I was imagining Willow Creek to be kind of this like small town suburb area, I wanted the local museum to have a very traditional look and feel. I wanted it to be consistent with the other buildings on this street, first of all. But I also feel like, like a modern art gallery or a modern museum with the interesting architecture just doesn't really fit in this street. And that's why I went for this look more. I chose the brick wall, the Roman pillars, very kind of European style building, I would say. I added that giant book there. I guess it could also look like a library, but this is a museum. And I really tried to use a lot of different items from different packs. I use a lot of statues. I was thinking that these statues are of famous people from Willow Creek, so maybe they belong here, and your Sims can learn a little bit more about Willow Creek and its history. And I just used a lot of strange items that I don't usually use in my packs. And so that was fun to look through different items and use it and think of, stories on why this might be in the museum. And so it's not like a real history of Willow Creek. It's a bunch of random items that I think looks good in a museum. But yeah. So you'll notice that all of these shops here have like that front street area with the bench and the trees. That's just to be consistent with the business strip idea. So when I was coming up with the floor plan, usually I like to build houses with an open floor plan. So I don't like to create lots of walls and rooms. I like to have like big open spaces. But I feel like with museums, it makes sense to have lots of rooms and hallways because you're walking through different exhibitions and each room is supposed to showcase a different time or point in history. It's supposed to showcase different items, there's themed rooms. So I think that makes sense, and I tried to do that. I tried to add different exhibitions, and I tried to group these items that would make sense together and put them on display together. And so that is what my strategy was going in. And because this lot is set as a museum lot, there are some items that I'm required to have. So I'm required to have easels. So there will be kind of like an art room where your Sims can paint and work on their art skills. That's going to be on the second floor. So I was thinking that the second floor is going to be the art room and it's going to be like an art gallery. So there's going to be paintings and things like that. And then the ground floor will be different exhibitions with like heavier things, if that makes sense. So it's going to have like the statues, it's going to have artifacts, it's going to have objects on pedestals and things like that. And the washrooms will be on the ground floor as well. So just finishing up with the overall floor plan and the kind of choosing the walls and the flooring there. I wanted there to be, I guess, lots of benches scattered around so that your Sims can sit if they're tired from walking through the different exhibits, or if they're just bored, maybe, I don't know. And so, yeah, there's gonna be lots of different items kind of being used in this build. And I tried to make it look, I guess, like old items. So it's not gonna be like modern art, for example, on the second floor. So this area here, when you first enter, I'm going to have like a reception or a front counter area. Usually in real life, you pay to go into a museum. And so, I put that counter there to kind of makeshift that. But in the Sims world, you just, you walk into the museum and you just do your thing. So your Sims in gameplay will basically ignore this little area that I'm building, but here I have a counter, like a chair and some books. So I guess your Sims can read here if they wanted to, and learn about different things. So here on the ground floor, I'm starting off with the exhibit. So I have like a little medieval exhibit here with the knights and the swords. I also have like the American history corner there with the statues. And then with these items, I'm gonna put them on a pedestal, and they're all in like glass boxes. I was thinking maybe these are like famous inventions from Willow Creek, like the first typewriter, something like that, I guess. And yeah, you'll notice that around all the different exhibit items, I'm also going to be adding this black rope fencing. And that's just to give off the impression that, you're not supposed to touch anything. These items are precious. They're fragile, things like that. And so I feel like adding that fencing really helps with that. So your Sims can't really interact with these items because of that fence. It's going to be blocking them. So I guess your Sims can only look at these items. And so, yeah, and I also feel like adding the fences, it kind of fills up more space inside. So I feel like, especially if you're one of the players who play with the walls down, this lot can look really empty and look really strange, especially the second floor where the art gallery is. So this black fencing just kind of helps, I guess. And then in this exhibit, I added a lot of like female items. So maybe this is like princess or the first lady or just a rich person from the beginning of Willow Creek. I don't know. So I added a lot of like female items here, like the necklaces, the little girl statue, the wall decor of like the different artifacts there. And then I added some modern art statues there as well. And then for this corner, I have the founder statue. So I was thinking maybe we came from like a sailor's history. I added those ship wheels there. And yeah, those are the, I guess, all the different exhibits I've included in the ground floor. And then here is the male and female washroom. Really boring. I don't have anything to say about this. I just tried to make it look like the same washrooms in the other shops on the street. So I feel like, all these buildings were kind of built at the same time, so all the washrooms might be kind of very similar in structure. But yeah, moving on to the second floor. So I have this really big exhibition room here, and so I decided to use really big paintings for this room. So it's full of big paintings, and again, I didn't want anything modern in this build, so I only chose paintings that looked old. So I chose paintings with like the royal frame, like the actual landscape, nothing abstract, nothing like pop art, none of that. So I chose a lot of these like portrait and landscape looking paintings. And then in the smaller room on the left there, that's full of like small paintings, which I thought was kind of cute as well. And yeah, so I added the black rope fencing around these paintings. Again, so your Sims can't touch them, but they can view it. And then the room on the right, that's going to be the art room. And so I added, I think, around 4 easels there and just a few kind of like painting decor items. But yeah, so this area is not locked. You can still kind of wander through it like an exhibit. And yeah, just finishing up the exterior here, the back and the sides. So I really do like how this exterior turned out. I feel like it really does look like a small, local, cute museum. And I feel like, you know, again, because I don't use these items usually in my build, it was fun to put them in here and create different exhibits. I added these like plaque things, these signs. They're from the Get Together expansion pack, so they're probably for clubs and things like that. But I thought these plaques might look like, you know, like you can read it for more information, to learn more about the history, to learn more about what you're looking at, I guess. So I added those to all the exhibits on the ground floor. And so this is the final build. I didn't add a lot of exterior lighting, so when it's dark, it's just the light from the inside, from behind the windows. But yeah, I had a lot of fun building this, and it is the last kind of commercial lot on this strip, and so I just feel like it's a really good addition. It's very community focused, and it looks good and cohesive with all the other shops on the street. So you can download this lot individually from my gallery if you wish. And of course, I will be building that save file, so stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Toodles!